And it's okay that I want to talk about when we went on a date, right?
I mean, if you want me to, but I'm not going to lie about it.
Don't lie about it.
Okay.
Someone's got to hold me to what I was doing in 2017.
Hold Jenny.
So hold me accountable.
2017, not now.
Someone
now you're like getting broken up with by magicians. So, I mean, I guess it all came around.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Andrew, we should keep that. We'll use that at the beginning.
Okay. We're already in it then.
We're already in it. We're already fully in it. Wow. Okay. So we do have a guest that is spicy and I'm very excited about. But before then, I do have a receipt this week, Andrew.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know if it can top anything that is about to happen.
I know, or has already happened. I just want to bring this up so that my reply guys know that I am looking and I don't like it. So I got a message from one of my classic reply guys. He's in there about a receipts clip that I posted.
Yes.
Yes. So it's the "can I steal him for a second" moment that happened in the last episode with Abby, which everyone should listen to if they haven't. And we're talking about women going up and hitting on the guy that you're at the table with.
Right.
Yes. So this guy replies, "I've definitely been hit on by the server while on a date. I think it made my date and I even more attracted to each other. We made super passionate love that night."
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
And what did you respond to that?
Nothing. I haven't even, it's in my message request. I'm not going to respond. I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that.
I'm sort of glad that I know.
Okay.
I'm just I don't know. That's really, it's insightful. I'm glad that they had passionate sex as a result. I don't know. Is this a hot person?
No.
Are you able to say? Okay.
No, not in my opinion. But
okay.
Yes, I'm happy that he's having passionate sex. Everyone should be having passionate sex. For sure.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you're my reply guy or no, you should be having passionate sex for sure.
Let it be said.
But I just kind of don't want to hear about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe you should put that in your bio. Like, if you're having passionate sex, I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, don't tell me. Just don't message it to me unless I ask you. Don't do it unprompted. But if I ask you, tell me.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
Absolute.
Oh my gosh.
What about you, Andrew?
I classically do not have reply guys, but I'm so glad that you do, and those reply guys are having passionate sex. I would want nothing more, I guess. But yeah, nothing really more to report. Honestly, I really just want to sit back and listen to this episode that is about to unravel.
I'm kind of nervous. I'm stalling.
Yeah, you've been really hyping this up for the past few years, honestly.
No, I've just been telling you that I'm nervous about it, but okay, we'll just get straight into it. So I do have a special guest on the podcast today, and I have a receipt from him from when I asked him to be on the podcast, where he said we had one of the worst dates of his life. I have that in receipt form.
Yeah.
Thrilled and excited to talk about it. He's very funny. He has an awesome podcast that you should listen to called We're All Psychos. Dylan Palladino.
Wait, before you even say anything, Dylan, I just want to hear your perspective, Jenny, on whether you agree. I just want to hear
it was a bad date?
From your your perspective before Dylan comes in and deludes the brand,
Before he really holds me accountable, brings me down a peg. Well, I've mentioned this before that I am kind of a savage if I'm not feeling it on a date, and I will let the person I'm with know, but maybe in a way is unkind. So we'll talk about that. And I'm sorry if that's true, but this is not the only time that I've ever told someone on a date that I think we're just friends. I'm getting friend vibes. So that is ultimately what happened. But Dylan, we can talk about your perspective on it too. And I was a little troll leading up to it. I was hard to schedule with, which is not like me. So, but yeah, I went back in the receipts and I read them over again, and I was really annoying. I was like, I can't do this time. Actually, sorry to reschedule. So 2017, everyone.
Am I talking yet?
Yeah, talk.
Talk now.
Yeah, talk. Now you're allowed.
Well, let's see. You're 28, right?
I'm 29 now, but yeah.
29. Well, I mean, it's 3 years ago. You were mid 20s ish, so we can all say we've grown a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it was just Like, here's the thing, dude. I hate
Yeah,
it when
dude.
someone is like, oh, I'm really frank when something isn't going well. And they use that as an excuse to be like, I was just shitty about something. Because like you can't in the middle of something just be like, actually, you know what? This ain't gonna work. Because that's what happened.
It is what happened.
Out of nowhere. And I was like, okay. Like, and then you, dude, like, it just, here's what sucked about it is because one of our friends tried to hook us up. And so I kept like, I asked you to hang out a couple times, and then it like, I don't really think you were being difficult to like hang out with via text. I don't really gauge that. If someone is busy, I'm just like, whatever, they're busy. Like, it doesn't really, I don't really think they're being annoying to hang out with. The only time it's annoying is when you like ask someone to chill and they say no, they don't give a follow-up. That's usually like a sign. But now, back then, I was a little bit more eager, honestly, to meet you because I thought you were hot. And then
Thank you.
Do you still?
What?
Do you still think that she's hot?
Yeah, she's my type, like in terms of like girl, like she's everything, like she's, because how tall are you?
5'2".
Yeah, she's 5'2", brown hair. Yeah, that's
How
like
tall are you?
That's my
He's
type.
tall.
I'm 6'6".
Oh, really?
He's very tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my, that really, that your type is like that much
My type
shorter?
is like
Yes,
it's
which
like
is-
5'2", 5'4", brunette. Like I don't know if you care about the word. I don't know how to say besides petite, but like
Yeah,
Jenny,
I like the word petite.
she's petite,
We'll allow it.
good figure.
Thank you.
So like, yeah. So I was like stoked for it because one of our friends was like, oh, I think you guys would work well. And I was like, all right. And she's also friends with one of my mutual friends who was like, Jenny's cool. And I was like, okay, cool. And I knew she was in the scene. So I thought, oh, maybe like two comics working out would be good. But
an interesting thought. But
yeah, I mean, there are not that many comics work, but there are a couple like comedian relationships that work really well. So they could work, whatever. And also, wait, 2017. I think I just broken up with my long-term girlfriend. And I think you kind of reminded me of her. So that was probably also like,
oh no, that's bad.
Also petite.
Not in looks, not in personality at all.
Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay. That's tough though. I'm sorry to be the ghost of your ex.
You didn't go. Oh no, you weren't the ghost. It was just that's I think why I was also stoked, because I was like, all right, this can like help me move past it. Blah blah blah. Realize that it's not just 5'2" brown haired girls that I like. It can be, you know, any type of woman.
That's good.
Wow.
That's anyway. That you learn over time for sure.
Dude, people have types, and and so you're like, oh, am I? Not everyone does, but like you start to realize, oh, I go for this type of person, and then you're like, ah,
Can I
shit.
just say something?
Yeah.
You both look related.
Yes.
You do look related. I think like the fact that you're sitting down, I think is helping. Because like, I mean, to see you standing up next to each other, absolutely, it would just be that would be like a bit of a red flag, not relation. But like, I think, you know, just seeing your faces first and foremost, you look like
we
related.
have similar coloring for sure, which
Dylan,
yeah, I mean, like ultimately for me too, I end up dating, as you know, when I did my speed dates, there was a type.
Right.
Sorry, my street is freaking out.
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't know. I guess I'm in trouble. They're coming for me. They know that it was the worst date of your life.
Yeah. No, well, it's funny because when people I haven't really had that many bad dates. So whenever people on shows would ask me like, have you had any bad dates? I would have to like go through all of them and try and figure it out. And I think you were one of the go-to ones that I used because it just ended like very abruptly and weirdly.
Yeah.
And you also like kind of dug a hole when you gave the reasons like why we shouldn't see each other.
I did? I don't remember this part.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Okay, tell me.
We were like on a date, having a good time.
Rock and roll.
I thought it was fun.
Big beer.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Massive beers.
Now here's the thing. I think you had already decided before you even got to the date, this wasn't gonna be it. It seemed. Also, what leads me to say that is that halfway through the day, this is also like 2017. So this is right after. This is like 3 or 4 months after Trump won, and there was that women's march.
Yeah.
Okay. So already I was enemy number one, enemy of the state, tall white man, straight dude was like already not it. So you like, oh, I went on the Women's March. And then you asked me if I went, and I just said no. I was like, oh no, I didn't go. I was doing something else. And then you were like, oh, we can't do this. And I was
Did
like,
it happen immediately after that?
exactly after that. Yeah. You were like, oh, well, if that's not important to someone that I like, then like it's not going to work out with them. And I was like, okay. And then you said, I've also like kind of been seeing someone, so that's why it was so difficult.
Oh
for
my
me. Like,
God.
I didn't even
Was
really.
it?
Yes, you said that. And I was like, all right. Like, well, then why the fuck are we here right now? Like, you don't need to like do this for me as a like being nice. Like it's not a big deal. And also for you to completely just say, I don't want to fuck with someone because they didn't go to a march. To me, I was like, all right, well, I don't think I want to chill with this person. So then we left, and then we walked to the train, and you were like talking to me about, first of all, I don't know why we walked together. We should have parted ways, but we were both going to the train.
I really don't remember any of this. I just remember,
wasted.
yeah, I'm like, I wasn't wasted, but I definitely like,
You weren't wasted. No,
I wasn't. We had one beer, maybe two.
We were both sober. 100%.
Yeah, we were absolutely sober for sure.
And
But I
then
don't really remember the rest of the conversation at all.
And we walked to the train. I remember we walked to the train, and you were talking about your improv team.
Of course I was.
I mean, so I was in improv too. It's not like I don't shit on improv. We all did. It's not a big deal.
Of course, we all were doing it in 2017.
Yeah, I was doing it much more recently than that. And you asked me if I knew anyone that could be on your team to like let you know. And in my head, I was like, yeah, okay, dude. I'm definitely gonna help you on your improv team after this piece of shit date. Like, there's no shot I'm ever talking to you again. And then we just like stood there. I remember it so vividly. We like stood there for legitimately 5 seconds, not saying anything. And then I went, all right, bye. And I just walked away.
Wow.
It was so weird. It was so weird.
Maybe
and
I blacked it out because it was that weird. I don't really I really do not recall.
And then a year and a half later, you hooked up with one of my best friends. So that was cool.
Which friend?
God.
Oh.
Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool to like relive that and talk to him about it.
Wow.
So that was fun.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, I don't hold it against you. I just was like, not someone to, but here's the thing with me, like, I don't know. There's the comic like shitty side of me that like wants to hold a grudge and be pissed off about it. But then there's the other like adult side of me that goes, people are at different points in their life and are feeling different ways. And like, I would assume you would admit that a lot of that was like shitty and not the best way to do it. But we've all done shitty things in dates, and we grow, we learn from it, and it's not a big deal. The only way I would double down on hating you is if you defended all of it and said it wasn't a big deal. And then I would be happy, because I personally think that you should choose to hate few people in your life, but hate them really well.
Okay, yeah.
Really,
you got to pick your enemies.
You got to pick them. And so then you would just be one of those, and I would be able to funnel all of it towards you. But I don't think that's what's going to happen.
No, I'm sorry, Dylan. I'm sorry also that, no, but I am. And I have to say that I still do that. But in terms of tell someone when I'm on a date with them that I don't think it's going to be something, but and the reason that I feel like I do that, and I guess I really did not do it in a way that was graceful or good in this case, it's just that I think it's really hard, the expectations after a date, if one person is feeling like I don't think I'm interested and the other person is interested, and I hate that awkwardness so much. And I probably maybe should have more of a filter about this, but I'm like, I would rather just be clear that I don't think we're going to date each other than leave anything up in the air that maybe we would, because I don't want to, but I understand like.
But that's dating.
Like, I know that's dating.
Don't you think it's kind of shitty to immediately like X someone out when you haven't even fully experienced them and like given them a chance. Like I have best friends who I didn't like in the beginning, and then when I hung out with them a couple more times, now they're some of my favorite people. And I know it's different with dating, but I mean everyone dates differently, and if it works for you, that's fine. But like, don't you sometimes get scared that on the other side you might be nipping something in the bud that could potentially be fruitful, even if it's not long term? It's like, oh, this is someone that I didn't think I would date, but now I'm going to try it out because they're not my norm.
Right. Well, potentially, yes, for sure. But I will say that, like, I don't know, even just talking us now, Dylan, like, I don't think we should date.
No, neither do I.
What?
Neither do I.
Right?
No.
We both agree. I don't think that we should. Yeah. And like,
but then see, but here's the thing.
Okay.
If you were like, would you get a drink? I would, and I would go in with no expectations. I mean, look, dude, you're cute, you're funny. Like, I'm sure we could talk about a lot of stuff. I wouldn't go in thinking there's no way. And even if we disagreed about some shit, I would go, I can still look past that if I found at least a core in her that made me laugh and I thought was a good person. That's all I'm looking for in the beginning. If we hung out and I felt some kind of vibe, I'd be like, all right, I'll still check it out. Yeah, there's not everything that's perfect about her, but like, I'm not fucking perfect. And what even does that mean? As long as they're not a shitty person, then I'm going to at least give it a chance. There aren't a lot of people that I go, I shouldn't date unless they're like a very extreme type of person or extremely boring, which I guess is an extreme.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm maybe different in this because I can really get a sense of like, am I interested in like pursuing this further kind of fast, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, that's useful. That's useful.
Yeah.
I've made the opposite mistake and gone too long with people, and that really sucks too.
Yeah. Well, no, that's hard when you're like still dating someone when you're like, why are we even doing this? But I think, I don't know. I think I'm just such a vibes person. And that could be enough for me in a way that maybe isn't necessarily always fair. But I think I was definitely getting more a sense of like, I would want to hang out with you in a comedy world sense than in a romantic one. And our friend, who I think is awesome and I care very deeply about, like wanted to connect us. And I just,
she was really pushing it, which was why I was like, all right, Jesus. Yeah.
She was really pushing it. And I like also didn't want to disappoint her in that. But
it's a big like people pleasing thing where it's like your friend tries to do it. So you kind of feel obligated to go.
Yeah. I didn't want to disappoint her in that. But also it's like, I think that she's right that we like could have done improv together and hung out in the comedy scene, if not for like our weird interaction.
Sure.
But like,
we would definitely see each other around the comedy scene probably.
Definitely. But I kind of am on the opposite opinion of like, yes, there are definitely some comics that really do work well together, but I think in general it's like
it doesn't work most of the time.
It doesn't work. In general, I think it can be bad. And
no, for sure. But also I think there's the reason why I thought it, because we're different types of comic. So I was like, that's the only reason why I even considered. I was like, all right, we're like kind of not the same thing. Like that was my thought process going into it, is what I'm saying. Yeah. But again, after I was like, I'll never fucking date a comic again.
And you know what? If I did that for you, that's amazing. That's a really good life lesson. Wow. That's something I really taught you.
Yeah, Andrew, you taught me a lot.
There's been so much that has happened. I feel as though like, if anything, Jenny, like I'm sort of against you at this moment in time.
You hate me in this moment?
Because like, I don't think that you navigated the date that well.
No, I don't think I did either. I think I really didn't navigate the date well
at
all.
Dude, I also think we're like holding us to these expectations to like perfectly navigate dating. Like people, dating is not easy.
No, but Jenny really, like, just really fumbled the ball.
I mean, yes, I'm like trying to be nice because but she did for sure. But but also here's the thing, like, if Jenny and I were just talking about it, especially off mic, I'd be like, look, dude, you didn't feel it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, did you go about it in a little bit of abrasive way? But whatever. I'm a big, like, I'm a man. I can handle it. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Like, my ego is bruised, but I got over it. Like, don't beat yourself up about one time doing some fucked up way of how you deal with a relationship. If it's a pattern, you're like, oh, I'm noticing this is where this pattern was going on, then yeah, you should rectify it. But again, it's still coming from, I would say, a place of you're trying to help. You're not trying to waste anyone's time, you know? So like, yes, that is a positive. And at the end of the day, it's like, all right, I would have rather you done that than 3 days. I mean, I would have gotten the idea after 2 dates that like it wasn't working out, but still, I would have rather you done that than wasted time.
Yeah. Well, and also I think I knew on the first date that I probably wasn't going to want to go on a second one. Like, how would you have felt? I mean, I honestly didn't do a good job of this, but like the alternative would have been you probably text me to ask to hang out again. And
which happened to me with someone else, and they ghosted me.
Yes.
That sucked ass.
That sucked so bad. And I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you.
Because we had sex and it was really good. That's why it sucked ass. It didn't suck ass because of her as a person. Her as a person was whatever, but it was really fun. So see, but not doing it to me. If you ghosted me, I'd be like, like what? I don't.
Well, I wouldn't have ghosted you though, because we're in the same community. I'm not gonna disappear off the face of the planet because maybe I'm gonna hook up with your friend months later.
But Jenny, we never saw each other. You could have easily ghosted me, and I would have never seen you.
We did.
We saw each other
a few
couple times. A few
over the course of the years.
Dude, I don't even know the last time we talked after that date. For real. I don't remember us speaking maybe more than 2 sentences to each other, being like, hey, what's up? Maybe like, so you could have, but we're talking about trivial like nonsense. Like the end of it is though, which is like, yeah, you could have said, hey, I don't really want to feel it. I don't want to go on a second date. But that leads to what happened to me with someone else, where we went on a date. It didn't go well. And I'm going to read this because
read it. You got the one that received. I love it.
I'm going to read this because I would rather play out a full hour and a half of a date, at least get a feel for someone, and then see. Because also I left, when I finished this date with this girl, I was kind of thinking, I don't know where this is going.
Okay. And how recently was this date?
3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Maybe.
So like pandemic dating too. This is in this context.
Yeah, like we went out, we got drinks, and then where the fuck is this? And then here we go. And then I left, and then I went home that night, and I was like, it wasn't really that good. But again, I was like, she's hot. I'll definitely hang out with her again. Like, let's see what happens. But that's also like where I'm at. That's where, yeah, it is a priority. Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. So I'm like, look, that's where I'm kind of looking for right now. So if that's still an option, who knows? She might have just felt whatever about it, but wants to do something casual. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. That's cool. It's COVID also. Like, there's nothing we can really do.
Yeah. So then what happened?
So here's the only bad thing that she did.
Okay.
We were talking, and then I don't think she's not going to listen. But if she did, I would call her out for this anyway. We were talking, and then she randomly like sent me this photo. It's like a dog in marinara sauce.
Yes.
Okay. The dog was happy. The dog's cute.
Yeah, the dog's cute, but like kind of random.
Okay.
I guess funny.
Is she a meme queen? Does she like?
I guess.
Okay.
But I guess a little bit. I think she just she just likes being quirky, whatever. That's fine. But like kind of random to send. I was like, okay. And then immediately following that, I mean, the next message, she goes, and this was all sent within 20 seconds of each other. So she sent that and then goes, I took a little bit of time to reflect and wanted to share. I want to thank you for the drink Friday night because I paid for it because I'm a good dude, and for opening up about your family, because she like asked me about like my parents getting divorced and shit, and
on the first date.
And people don't realize that if you're asking a comic that, like, we love to talk about ourselves, so like we'll talk about it. It's not a big deal. She's like, it was nice getting to know you. I want to be upfront though that I didn't feel the chemistry between us and want to be respectful of your time. I think you're fun chatting with. She said a blast, but I don't like that word. But want to communicate this to you this to you, you can decide how you prefer to engage. So like the end kind of felt a little like it was an email, but
Right.
all in all, that's the best ended text I've ever gotten. Straight to the point, says you're good. I mean, I'm also an adult enough to not take it personally. It's one date, dude. It has nothing to do with me. I know I'm good. Like it just didn't work out. There's no big deal. Who cares?
What's the hang up with the word blast? I'm curious about that.
It just, I don't know. It sounds like we're like shooting super soakers at each other. Like it's just like, it sounds like,
It sounds
like summer camp.
Time. Yeah.
Like I'm a blast. I don't know. I don't want a blast to be talked to about me. I'd rather
Channel original movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't want to be on Disney Channel. Actually, if you guys pay me enough,
I would have loved that. Oh my God.
If you guys pay me enough, I will be on Disney Channel.
Okay. Well, Disney would probably pay you a lot. Actually.
Yeah, I don't think that
I don't think we need to pay you. I think Disney would pay you a lot.
I was talking to Disney. I was not talking to you guys.
Okay.
No, they are listening.
Right. Yeah. Disney's absolutely listening. They live for this drama. Okay. I also wouldn't. I think the last sentence, what she means is like you can respond or not. It was kind of formal, but she's saying like you can respond to this or not, which I think is a nice sentiment. Like she did do a really nice job.
No, she did a great job, and I was like, "Yo, I feel the exact same way. Thanks for saying that." And then I don't know how it ended, but it petered out pretty quickly after that.
Yeah.
But like that was good, and that showed me, all right, this is the way to end after the first date in a good way, instead of the ghost or the like string them along, and then you don't really see them. Because especially as the guy, when that happens to you as the guy, we're kind of, I think it's inherent, and we're also like, it's innate in us, and we're also kind of taught that you got to pursue. So if the girl isn't like, oh, I can't this week, you're like, okay, well then when do you want to next week? Like we'll pursue a couple times. And then for me personally, after like the second time, I get it. And again, a lot of people get like upset or like butthurt about it. Like, oh, but like, I just take it as sometimes you don't need to actively communicate something. Take what their actions and they're saying as what is being communicated. And it's not a big deal. I don't take it personally. Like it's hard to be upfront, and it is confrontational with people. Again, don't take it personally, but that was the best way for me to go, okay, this is how I'll end it with someone in the future. And if you had sent me some shit like that, I would have been like, oh, okay, great. But also that takes practice.
Jenny was like asking about her improv team and everything on the way to the subway.
Yeah, I was just trying to network on the way to the subway. So
I'm not gonna lie. I know this isn't what you wanted to do, but when we were saying goodbye, you were like staring at me in the eyes, and I was like, does she want me to kiss? Like it was so, I swear to God, I had that thought, because you were making eye contact with me, and you were making the like end of a date girl eye contact, like what's going to happen next. And I was so fucking confused in my head as to like what was up. And that was just a funny, like, I know that's not what it was, but I remember having that thought, and I was like, I got to share that with her.
Jenny,
you do have to tell me that actually. Huh?
Did you want to kiss him, Jenny?
No.
Yeah, no.
No, I didn't. But I do think I make direct eye contact, and I have big ol' eyes. So nothing I can do.
You do have doe eyes. Yeah, you got the big eyes.
There's nothing I can really do about that. I think probably I do stare at a lot of people like looking like I want to kiss them when I don't. So
yeah, I mean, you could have been like, okay, this was fun, bye. But you know,
I know. Well, I think I probably felt awkward too. I don't really remember the details of this, but I'm sure I felt really awkward because I was like, oh, I did do the wrong thing here.
Yeah, but again,
I did the wrong thing here.
Yeah.
Because I think what my goals were and why I was trying to talk to you about my improv team afterward was like,
I know what you're doing.
We're still going to be in the community together. We're like,
yes.
You froze.
You
froze, Dylan.
I froze?
You did, but you're back.
Yeah.
Good. Beautiful.
Yeah. But I think what my goal there, I'm sure what I was just trying to do was backpedal, because I felt bad because I knew that I did the wrong thing in the moment, and then was like, we're still going to be in the community together, and like I have an improv team and maybe we'll see each other.
That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
I think that's what I was trying to do.
I've done that so many times
where you're like,
where you're like, oh, let's just like talk about something else. Yeah,
like, that we have in common. And ultimately we have started to do the exact same kind of comedy. It took me a while, but we did.
Yeah, improv died.
Move into the same space.
So, Yeah,
But
I'm so upset too.
I love this woman's tactic. I don't know if I would use a dog and a pasta as a part
Yeah,
of
that was the
being
only
with
thing where I
life.
was like, you shouldn't have sent that. That was kind of out of left field.
I
And
think she's
like,
trying to ease the blow, maybe. She's just trying to be like, look, I'm still
Yeah.
fun.
but dude, fuck that, because you can see through that. That's just
Yeah.
such bullshit. You're trying to ease the blow because you feel bad, but get the fuck over it. You're about to send this text.
No,
Okay.
but maybe like she realizes that it's a stupid picture and she's like, hey, have this stupid picture because it's like, you shouldn't have been like pursuing a relationship with me anyway. It's like,
Right. Yeah.
like,
I'm
this
a
is-
meme queen.
this-
I'm just the dog and the sauce. And you don't need to be dating
Okay.
me. Just let me sit in
Alright.
the sauce.
For a second, I was about to be like, no, Andrew, and now I'm like, all right, you brought it around. That was good. that was you brought it around. No, I like look, dude, it's uncomfortable to have these but for you to just send some random shit like that, in all seriousness, that just made me go, what the fuck was that? But also, again, I think a lot of people don't necessarily think that way. I don't know.
Yeah. And well, I mean, it's brave of her to say that because she could have done it. She could have played it the other two ways that we don't like. She could have ghosted you or she could have strung you along. So
I don't know if I would use the word brave, but it was the right
not
thing to
brave.
do.
Okay. The right
Yes.
thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. She's
I think
noble.
I think we might overuse the word brave. Yeah, noble's great. It was noble. Yes.
Noble.
It was great. Yes.
Okay.
It definitely was noble, and it was mature. I would say anything mature.
Yeah.
Wow, mature.
It's the mature. It's the like the it's dating maturity. You know, she's at that next tier where she knows how to like easily. And look, I do understand that it's different with girls trying to break up with dudes or like end it with dudes because you guys get scared because we can become fucking psychopaths. Like I understand to a certain degree. I don't. So I don't do that. So, but she doesn't know if I might rage out, and you know I am like 5 blocks away from her. So she's like, you know, he might find me.
So
Yeah,
scary.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, 6'6", all that. So I get
Okay.
it, but
It could be like really pro women, but why weren't you at the Women's March?
Thank
What were you actually
you
doing
for
that
bringing
day?
this back up for me.
I don't know. I don't even know what I was doing.
Could
It was
anything have been more important than the Women's March in that moment in time, though?
Well, like what we can do right now is actually like go to your camera roll or something and go back to that exact
find out.
date. And
well, I have a new phone, so we can't.
Okay.
Darn.
Yeah, I
Got
don't
yourself
know
out
what
of
I
that
was
one.
doing. I think that was also like I think 3 months. It was March. Was it on March 20th?
Mm-hmm.
It was on the day he was inaugurated, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it was a Saturday. I don't think I was doing it. I don't think I felt compelled to go, which didn't mean that I wasn't supportive of it. I just didn't feel the need to go. I didn't have anyone else that I knew was going. I wasn't as
thousands
involved.
of people there.
You understand? But see, but you guys are presenting it like it's wrong that I didn't go. Everyone has a choice whether they go or not, and you don't have to outwardly support something in a march to still be supportive of it. So like that is the energy that I still kind of don't fuck with right now,
But
and
I mean, like,
it's
had
okay
had you went to the march, I think that you could have been 4 years.
Could have hooked up with Jenny.
Yeah, we would be literally dating right now. We'd be engaged.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Do you regret it? Do you regret not going to the march?
I fully regret it because Jenny's hot. And I think
that's your top priority, it turns out.
And that's my top priority, right? Well, I mean,
so you would suffer through that march. Suffer through it.
Okay, I don't know if the march would have been sufferable.
It was actually really meaningful and wonderful.
It was great. I mean, the march looked great. There was so many people came out for it. It was like the biggest. I think it was the biggest mass gathering protest ever at that point, right?
Yeah, it was. It was
I don't know if
I cried. I ran around with a sign saying Cheeto and Chief, and I cried.
Cheeto and what?
Cheeto and Chief, or something.
Oh, because of Trump.
Yeah.
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 You don't have to think about him anymore, but.
Oh, okay. Got it. I forgot that people called him that. Yeah. He's just been gone. He's been gone for what? 3 weeks, and
I know. And I feel like a weight has been lifted. It feels
I also feel like he's been gone for 3 months.
Yeah.
Like there's no it's so nice that there's no talk about him anymore.
I know. Well, that's the energy he was draining from us every day.
Yeah. It's very like now you just read the news and you're like, okay, Biden's doing this. It's not really anything crazy. It's just cool. All right, let's keep it going.
Kind of moving in the right direction. Obviously, not as much change as the
But that's why I also
a
wasn't.
liberal progressive want. But it's kind of nice. It's nice to not be talking about anything.
Yeah, I wasn't as politically active back then, as I am now, which is probably why I didn't go. And I don't remember. I didn't feel compelled to go, but didn't mean I wasn't supportive of it.
So
And
you didn't go to the Women's March, but did you storm the Capitol? Like what? Where are you attending?
Yeah, where are you on the spectrum?
Okay, so if you look at my camera roll from January 6th, there's a lot of photos that are going to look like they were taken inside this on the Senate floor, but they were sent to me.
Okay.
They were sent to me
by your close friends who were there.
By my dad, you know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. No, I didn't storm the Capitol. My bus got delayed, so I couldn't make it, you know.
Oh.
Was the thing.
No effort.
Yeah, too bad.
No effort.
Traffic.
Yeah, there's bad traffic.
I know. If only you had been trying harder.
God.
My favorite thing though are the women on Tinder and Hinge who came after men who were in the Capitol building. So funny. Have you heard about this?
No, like they said, if you storm the Capitol, swipe left.
No, so they like changed. They changed their political affiliation to Republican to specifically find Republican men on the dating apps that had pictures of them in the Capitol. So they pretended to be Republicans on dating apps. Cute girls doing the work of the FBI.
But did they turn them in?
Yes. Yes, they did.
And did it help?
It helped.
Oh,
they turned them in and it helped.
Doubting the power of women.
That's cool.
Isn't that cool?
That's cool. I mean, those girls, I'm not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't want to hang out with them. They don't seem fun, but that's awesome that they did that. That's very cool.
And those are my close friends. And wow, okay, you hate my friends. No, I don't know.
Did McKenna do it?
No. Yeah, McKenna did it.
I couldn't see someone like McKenna doing that, but I could see her being like, that's great.
Yeah.
You know?
Could you see me doing that? I feel like I could.
100% you could do that. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't. Yeah.
Right?
Yes. And then used it for like content or something, you know?
Yeah,
which,
I know.
By the way, you should. If you did that, you got to use that for content.
Absolutely.
That's like
everything's content.
That's virality right there.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So I wonder how long they kept the conversation going.
I think just long enough to get proof.
Wow. Mm-hmm. I mean.
And then they were like, I found this person. Here's their Instagram. They sent me pictures from the Capitol building.
But I guess you would find that a lot of people that didn't storm the Capitol, which would be like an exhausting exercise to be like, okay, I made it this far. And it's like, oh, you didn't storm the Capitol?
Right. And I'm just flirting with a Republican now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how. Because I wonder how they could prove that picture was taken by them. I guess it would have to have a picture of them. Still, I guess that's pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, oh my God.
Detective work. Nancy Drew.
I know. Nancy Drew's over here on Tinder. I'm obsessed. I love Nancy Drew. She's a personal hero of mine. You know?
Wait, what?
Nancy Drew, personal hero of mine. One of my favorite series growing up.
Sorry, it completely froze. It's probably me, to be honest. I'm sorry, but there we go. Nancy Drew is one of your favorite series?
She's a personal hero of mine. It was one of my favorite series growing up. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest.
Cool.
I still didn't hear it, but I'm happy that you like. There we go. We're back. I'm happy.
Okay, are you back? No, I said that. Yeah. Nancy Drew, personal hero of mine, one of my favorite series growing up. I said that 3 times.
What other ones?
Books that I read. Chronicles of Narnia was huge for me.
Amazing.
Harry Potter, obviously read that all night. Summer camp. Theater summer camp.
Of course.
Oh, dude, you did theater camp?
Of course.
I didn't do theater camp.
What did you do? Did you do camp?
Yeah, I was doing like sports and shit. Like
of course.
Partially because I wanted to, but also partially because that was just the thing that was given to me to do. Mm-hmm. I thought I liked theater when I was 5th grade, so 10, 11. And then I didn't do it again for 6 years. And then I like quit the swim team and joined without telling my parents my junior year.
Oh my God, you're Zac Efron in High
I'm
School
Zac
Musical.
Efron, dude. And then I got cast as a lead. So
Wow.
And that's when I knew I loved it.
Wow.
But
Okay.
no
What
theater
musical was it or play?
It was actually really cool. My like they had a senior show and they would let the seniors like create a show. So they spliced together. One act was James and the Giant Peach, and then the other act was Edward Scissorhands. And there was a before, and they had like they had Rat-a-tat score it. Like they didn't have them do it, but they used the songs, obviously.
That's cool.
Would that be insane if they're like, yeah, no, Rat-a-tat.
Yeah, Rat-a-tat was here and scored it.
My senior musical. But
okay,
yeah,
so you were Edward Scissorhands?
I was Edward Scissorhands, yeah.
Of course you were. I can already tell that casting without even being there, I know.
And I was upset because I wanted to be the caterpillar in James and the Giant Peach.
I'm sorry.
I thought he was more fun.
You don't have caterpillar energy.
I don't have caterpillar vibes. I thought he was more fun. And instead, I got the lead and I was upset. But then I learned later on that it was the right choice.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was
great. And I had a bunch of makeup on. All my friends who were jocks came and held up posters and shit that said like, Dylan, I'm pregnant. I don't know, dumb shit like that. It was great. Yeah.
Dylan, I'm pregnant?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Just like in the audience, right? Like being idiots.
Yes, being idiots. Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't even understand how that insult makes sense. I'm just trying to understand.
Not even an insult, just being like, I'm pregnant because I'm into you.
It's not an insult. No, it's not an insult. It's just like, just the fact of having a poster that says, Dylan, I'm pregnant. Other people are going to see that, which is embarrassing to you because it just, you know what I'm saying?
And
it's just
also,
like fucking.
They did sports, like so they don't know that the audience in plays don't bring posters. That's maybe something you do in the fan of the swim team.
You're right. I didn't even think about that.
That's not something you do for the play. You're not supposed to have a poster in the theater.
Sorry, I'm not in the mind of
Andrew.
Like,
didn't your
bully?
Didn't your boys fuck around like that?
Didn't my boys set, like hang up signs that
didn't
said
you
Andrew,
and your
I'm
boys?
pregnant?
Yeah, didn't you and your boys fuck around in high school? You know,
no,
you know?
So I'm bereft of that that situation.
Bereft, good word.
Thank you.
Really good word.
I don't even know if I'm using it correctly, but you know.
No, I think you are.
It's good.
No, bereaving. I think isn't that when someone dies?
Yeah, that's grieving.
Yeah, but bereft is
But yeah, no, I never had that situation.
You know, Dylan, though, that would have been so much. The person who was like the straight guy who doesn't usually do the musical, who then comes in and does the musical, is the one who gets to hook up with everyone at the cast party. Like that guy is trouble.
Hook up with any of them.
You didn't?
Did you have the scissors on your hands?
Yeah, I had I couldn't finger them because I had the scissors on my hands. But no, I didn't really think any of them were. I don't think there were any really attractive girls that were in.
Oh my God, the drama kids are the most interesting, coolest people in your school, actually, and they're the ones who are gonna end up great.
That went to drama camp, like it's like
okay.
Yeah.
My God.
I said attractive. I didn't say interesting or cool. They were about interesting, cool people there for sure. But I'm also trying to think.
Besides, you already made your friends pregnant, so it's
yeah, exactly. I had already knocked my friends up, so like I kind of had to deal with that. I was a junior. I'm trying to think. I had like a bit of. I think I had a dry spell after my sophomore year, and then I don't know. I had a girlfriend when I was sophomore, when I was in the swim team, and then she left, and then I think after that it was just a little bit of the random hookups, you know.
Yeah,
but no one in theater. I wish that would have been cool. It would have really tied the story up nice. But
showmance is important for your first musical. But it's okay.
Oh, there was one girl a year above me that had her. I remember Lizzie Rich. That's her full name. Her and I, there was a little bit of chemistry, but
that's good.
It never really happened.
It didn't happen. Bereft of a showmance.
Bereft.
Deprived or lacking something. I literally looked it up. Yeah.
But what's bereaved?
Okay, bereaved.
Is that a word?
Grieve when someone dies?
Sad or lonely because of someone's death or departure. It's the same.
There we go.
It's the same thing.
Guys.
They both work. We're geniuses on this podcast. So I know you were also going to bring a receipt of a bad breakup or a different receipt.
No, so I kind of had that person. I kind of mentioned already how someone because we kind of talked about it a little bit, like the ghosting thing. So I'll go through it. I have it, but it's not really. It was just I asked her to hang out I was like, I had a great time. She said, me too. She put the smiley face. So I was like, okay.
Which smiley face? An emoji or
The
colon?
Which I like more than emojis because emojis are now overused. They don't really mean anything.
I don't know why you're focusing on the emoji. I'm focusing more on the fact that she said me too.
Yes, but here's why, Andrew. I'm so happy you asked. I'm so happy you asked, Andrew. I'm so happy you asked. Because it took the extra 2 seconds to not only type it, to go from regular to characters, find the colon, find the, what is it? Parentheses. Thank you.
Another really great word.
And then press send. So to me, it goes, okay, she put the time in to put the smiley. Because you could just say me too. You could type me too so quick. But you got to type me too and then change the characters. That's a little bit more. But then I was like, let's hang out, blah, blah. I said, cool, let's hang out next Sunday. I want to hear about this Adam Sandler movie you said you wanted to watch, which, by the way, I didn't give a fuck about that.
Yes. Adam Sandler movie? Why should you watch that?
I don't know.
Watch that?
Yes, I know. It was a red flag, but she was hot enough for me to, not think about that for a second.
Oh my God. We got to think about how important hot is.
That's a block.
That's a block.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we have different, like, also sorry that I'm not judging someone just based on their Adam Sandler choices. I give people chances, Jenny. I know you don't, but I give people chances.
Okay.
Anyway, I asked that, and then I was like, what are you up to this week? And then she just said, she goes, oh, hi, I'm in Montauk until next week. Now that I'm in Montauk is definitely a red flag.
Yeah. Why is she in Montauk right now?
This was, I think, when it was still sunny out. So like October-ish, but still, I don't know. Montauk. All right. You're one of those people. That's not great. And then I hit her up next week.
When she's back from Montauk, we think.
Yes. When she was back from Montauk, I peeped the IG, saw the story. She's back from Montauk. What's up? No response.
Okay.
That was the ghost. That was the end. I got it. It's okay. But I was like, oh shit, what happened? That's what happens with the ghost, is that a lot of times you as the person get in your head and you start replaying everything over. You go, what did I do to immediately cause this change? When a lot of times the person just woke up the next day and was like, actually, I don't really care about this that much. Yeah. I don't want to do it. And that sucks to hear, but it's the reality of most dating. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with you. It's mostly them. There's been days. Went to Montauk and she met some guy that looked like me that had a lot more money, and she was like, "I'm going to hang out with that guy."
She might have.
And you know what?
We don't know. Also, we don't know. We don't know how many other people she was dating at the same time, too.
Probably. Yeah, probably a good amount. I'd hope so. I mean, I do remember we were at this party, and I remember she was like. We were at a party and she opened her fucking Instagram and her DMs were just flooded. And I was like, damn, intense. I didn't realize how many dudes were like throwing dick at you right now.
Do you know that that's like male DM, like interested suitors, or
I could see some of the avatars and they were dudes.
They were men.
Okay.
Yeah. I was close enough to see him. It wasn't like from 10 feet away. It was from like.
Is she like a model going to Montauk to be a model?
She's like just a hot girl.
Okay.
Girl. Yeah. No, I mean, she's just going out to hang out. She probably knows some finance guys that have places in Montauk and went to go hang out there for the weekend, or just went with a couple of her friends out to Montauk and like rented a place. She had done some, how do I say this kindly?
Okay.
Well, okay. I think people use the term basic and they automatically mean it as a negative, but I just mean she just was doing some like basic mid to late 20-year-old girl thing, like 20-year-old woman things that like comics would scoff at, but like most, like my cousins and shit would do.
So she likes The Bachelor, and she might be
going to brunch,
Starbucks
like
drinker,
whatever.
Yeah, things that like a lot of people like.
And I don't hold any of that against her. That's yeah, exactly. Is it basic to like a mimosa, or is it just
it's good
sugar
taste
and alcohol?
It's good taste.
Yes. What do you think, Andrew?
No, I don't think it's basic to like a mimosa at all.
We love mimosas. The two of us, even.
They're my thoughts. Yeah, no, but I mean, like, why bother yourself thinking about what happened to her in Montauk, you know?
That's also, isn't Montauk where there's a show where murders take place in Montauk?
Didn't they find a monster in Montauk? The Montauk monster?
Yep, potentially.
So maybe the monster found her.
She's dead.
She might be. No, she's not, because she listened to a podcast where I talked about her and then messaged the host. So I know she's not.
And what did she say to the
okay.
host?
Wait, this is interesting though, because she ghosted you.
She
but then
ghosted me and
she's
she said I
listening
wasn't.
to podcasts.
She said I wasn't that interested. I didn't know how to tell him, and I felt bad. And then she also tried to say like I didn't ask questions about her, and it's like I did, but your friend was telling really great stories, so I was asking her more shit. I don't know.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
So, and this is
this right here.
I don't think so. Maybe I should. I mean, should I tag her in it and say, hey, you know what's funny? She came up on my Hinge again, and I wanted to be like, what is Hinge?
Does that?
What is Hinge doing?
Hinge does that. The algorithm loves to fuck with you. It's one of the best. It's one of the worst things about
think
Hinge.
they really
do.
Yeah.
It's shown me my ex's roommate, and my college boyfriend.
Wow.
In a trio, like one boom, boom, boom. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Tell me what you think about this. If you see someone on Hinge, even if they're like a casual acquaintance, I'm still not going to swipe on them unless I'm actually interested.
Yes.
Because even if it's like a joke, haha, that person might be into you.
Yes.
And then it'll send them mixed signals. Because that happened to me. I thought the girl was into me. She just liked one of my responses and wanted to tell me. And
text you about it. Don't match on the app. Don't match on the app.
And she didn't know that I was in love with her, dude.
Yes. And now you're like, oh, my heart is broken. Because, oh my God, you're like, we could have been something. 100%. But I've had that happen to me where it's someone that I know matched with me. And my immediate response was like, are you matching to flirt or to say hello? Because I need to know actually immediately if what's happening.
My thing is, if you because on Hinge at least you can X or not if someone matches with you.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't matching unless I'm trying to actually date you.
Right.
Like it's just is not.
If you see someone, you just pass them by.
Pass them by.
You're not actually just pass them by.
Get them out.
Yeah.
Unless I want to take this from an acquaintanceship to us potentially seeing each other without clothes on, I'm Xing you. Yeah. And it has nothing to do with you.
Or your responses, or if you have a funny response. You might have a funny response in a good photo, but I'm not gonna heart it.
Exactly.
If I see you, I'm not gonna heart it if I see it.
I might text you, hey, saw you on Hinge, great responses. Hope you get some blah 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 out there.
100%.
Andrew doesn't seem to like that, so you made a face.
No. That's. I don't think that you need to like text them like, haha, like I see you on Hinge. Good luck.
No, you're right. No, you don't.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
You don't have to. But she's saying if you really like the response,
if you want to,
you can go. Yeah, you can open it up.
No, I think that would be. I don't know. Would you appreciate if someone texted you like, hey, I loved your response, like someone that you really don't even like care about?
No, I mean, I've texted friends and just been like, haha, you came up on Hinge. I like your profile looks good. Whatever.
But then like it's also like acknowledging that it's like, okay, you didn't swipe right.
But that's the thing.
But that's
it's telling you, that's the subtext. Hey, I didn't swipe right. So you need to know. You know, but also I will agree. I wouldn't send that fucking text. I would keep going on with my life unless I really like that person.
Who has the time?
Like here's the only time I would. Here's the only time I would. Yeah, Jenny definitely does. Here's the only time. I mean, I do too. Jenny definitely. If Jenny came up on it now, if she came up my Hinge, I would have to screenshot it and text her and be like,
yes, you would have
LOL, they were listening to us.
We talked about this on the podcast.
By the way, I went to George Floyd. You want to get another drink? Like I would say something like that, you know. Yes. But it would be a joke. But yeah, besides that, you can't really spend the time sending that.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in Andrew's how he dates because he's a bit of an enigma to me. Just looking at his face, I'm like trying to figure him out a bit.
Thank you.
Welcome to the pod. It's one of the best things about it is having Andrew.
You came into the recording complimenting my voice, so first and foremost, you're already flirting with me. So I mean, like we're already there. I mean, how do I don't know. I mean, I've brought this up a number of times. I found that I really did think that sending like the first Hinge message, like, okay, King, you win, in a response to like a really good picture of someone didn't have really good results. Thought it would.
What did you say?
I said, okay, King, you win. I really thought like, you know, I think I like went to bed and I was like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna go on the apps.
Wait,
I have
dude,
time.
if
Yeah.
someone sent that to me, I would love that.
I think it like lends itself to like a really great like follow-up response that you don't even need to think about. Like it's like you then like they're like, what's the prize? And it's like, okay, like let's meet up. Da 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 da. You know, if you're into
I didn't even think about the prize. I'm just saying like it immediately, it's an icebreaker. You don't have to be like, how is your week? Oh, blah, blah,
stupid.
blah. Exactly. Stupid. Get to the point. Andrew's a guy that gets to the point.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do as well. I mean, you wanted to compliment me upon arriving in the Zoom.
Bro, I'm not kidding. I just spit water all over my computer.
Good.
I've never done that. There might be shit in the keyboard, and you know what? It was worth it.
I'm glad.
It was
Oh
worth
my
it.
God.
I'm worth it. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm
that
worth
didn't
it.
actually work out. As it turns out, I really wish that you had appeared on my Hinge and that I was able to send you that message, because you know then you would have done a spit take all of your phone. But yeah.
What's been one of your best openers that you think worked?
Oh God, I don't know. I haven't been on the apps in like forever, but what I don't know. Like you need a good Hinge response to lend itself to a good Hinge response to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I like doing sometimes that I think because it's uncomfortable a lot of times unless they have a really good prompt that you can talk to.
Yes.
Is to, and I kind of got this from Bobby Lee because I heard he did this on Tinder to his girlfriend Kalila, but I've also done it unintentionally myself because I'm just bad at typing, is to say something and then have a big typo in there and then immediately after be like, oh my God, did I just say that I'm such like, and then comment on how you just completely blew it, because it kind of makes it seem like, oh, he doesn't take himself too seriously, blah, blah, blah. I've done that a couple times. Once was on purpose. Most of the other times have actually been mistakes.
And it works.
And it's opened up the conversation every time because they're immediately like, oh, okay, let's just like talk. It's no more this weird opener.
I just think it's so wild that you're planning to make a mistake in the typo and acting like it's casual.
No, because one time I saw it and was like, I'll just send it, and then just say like, the other times, the only reason why I did it was because one time it worked without.
I've heard that's so that's shady to me.
No, it's not. Yeah, everything on the app is fucking shady. It's a pickup thing. It's me showing whatever. I've done it once. I don't do it every single time.
I don't like it.
Okay, so explain how it's shady to make a joke about something.
It's not shady to make a joke about something, but it's a little shady to be deliberate, like, oh, haha, I made a typo, but it's like, actually.
Yeah. Like, what is the typo that you're making? Like, you're so beautiful, but you're spelling you're wrong. And then you're like,
no, it was something, I forget what it was. But I like said the wrong word. Oh, it was, this was one that wasn't on purpose.
Okay.
He said something about, or she was like, it was like, what do I order for the table? And it was like fries. And then I was like, I'll make sure we order. And I meant this. I said something along the lines that had, I'll order fries for the table. Like I was responding, but instead I said friends by accident.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Not saying that you don't have, like, I responded, that's not what I meant. I wasn't saying that I don't have friends, but like, I like went, what? Yeah. And then she was like, LOL. And then we started talking.
Hate this.
Dude, I'm fucking relatable, dude. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Relatable, like, yeah.
It's worked out.
I don't know if it's relatable.
It's worked out.
So on purpose, but happy it worked out for you.
Listen, dude, okay. We obviously are not on the same wavelength, Jenny. All right. So it's okay. What works for you does not work for me. We were doing okay for a while.
Now you're mad at me? No,
I won't be mad at you.
You're mad at me?
Let me read this.
Read this
other one.
Yeah, read this receipt.
Okay.
Don't be mad at
I'm not mad at you. I have
podcast is all about roasting people for how they open up on the apps, and I'm not any better. I let people just talk to me first.
No. You're not better.
The worst is
I'm not any better. I'm not better.
The worst is when you give a response and then the person just gives a 1-sentence answer back and then doesn't keep it going.
I know, that sucks.
Yeah,
that's annoying.
So much work to do. And I hate hey. Hey sucks. Saying hello or hey is the only thing you say sucks. Lazy.
Yes, because no one's on it that much that they could actually start a conversation.
Yeah.
You know, like you need to at least ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I will say, when people expect someone to come up with an amazing opener, it's like, who the fuck are you? Do you really deserve that? Like, this is a random person. Just talk to them and give them a chance.
Well, it's like always like the people that have nothing in their profile that are like, don't talk to me unless you have something else to say than hello or what's up. And it's like, okay, give me some material to fucking work with then.
Right.
Yeah. Also, you suck, dude. Like, just for you to say that, you suck ass. Like, you probably aren't good at conversations. So this girl texted me. She goes, maybe he's thinking I listened to the podcast and I'm mad about the sleepover comments. And she sent that to me. And then she goes, oh, good. Right to you. I'm dead. And I said, wait, did you meant? I have a lot of typos. I goes, did you mean to send that to your friend? And I go, what just happened? And she goes, that was not meant for you. LOL. And then we got into a conversation where I was like, okay, well, if you're asking that, maybe we need to have a talk about where this is at, because I think I hadn't talked to her in a couple of days, and like the last time we hung out was kind of uncomfortable because I didn't think, I kind of wanted it to continue going, but I was second guessing myself. And
okay. And you guys are seeing each other kind of consistently? Like, what is the deal? Where are you coming from?
Each other maybe 3 or 4 weeks. This is maybe like our 5th date.
Okay.
Yeah. And so.
And you mentioned her on a podcast that you listened to.
I'm not sure on mine. I was talking about a date.
Okay.
I was on my show talking about how whenever you sleep over at someone's house, you like always have a fucking headache the next day. And I hate sleeping over at people's places. Like, why do you get headaches? What's the point? Just complaining about stupid shit.
Okay.
And I guess she heard that, and everyone thinks she sent that on purpose and is saying she sent it as a mistake.
I think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake, actually.
You're the first person that's thought it was a mistake.
Really?
But I kind of do as well, because I'm like, I don't know. It's so random, and that's a lot more calculated than me like one time sending a mistake and then commenting on it.
Yeah. Well, it just feels like, I don't know what the point of her sending that on purpose would have been.
To spark the conversation, because that's what it did. Because
I know, but then why wouldn't she just say, hey, I listened to your podcast?
But I don't think the podcast did indicate that I wasn't into her. That's not what I was saying.
Read the text message again. What was it?
Or it was out of nowhere. I get this. So this is also the middle of a thread.
Okay.
Purportedly. Good word.
Okay.
Or maybe he's thinking I listened to the podcast and I'm mad about the sleepover comments. Oh, good. Right to you. I'm dead.
So were you having a weird conversation? Like in the middle of a conversation, you're having a weird conversation. No. And was she potentially telling her friend that she's not sure what's going on with you? Like,
hold on. I'm looking right now.
Because that's
no, we hadn't talked.
Like to me.
No, we hadn't talked this was on Tuesday. We hadn't talked in 2 days. The last text I got from her was Sunday after I left. And she's like, our dynamic is, I mean, I'm not going to fucking read through our texts.
You don't have to. You don't.
No, I know. I'm just trying to find when we like ended the conversation with like, oh, this dynamic is weird, like as a joke or whatever, which was her kind of maybe trying to be like, why is this weird? And then we didn't, and then there was no communication, and it started off with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So weird.
But I think it was
it feels like a mistake.
But it's just weird because how are you typing paragraphs to someone and somehow in the middle of it switch to, here's the only way I could see it happening. She was typing, blah, blah, blah. And then either another notification popped up on her phone and she went somewhere else and then came back and clicked on my name instead of the other person's. Or she went to go look at something I said.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I think it's
and then meant to switch, got distracted, look down
Well,
and
I've done
type.
this before where it's like I'm texting someone about someone else. Like Liz is really being annoying, right? And I text that to Jenny. I mean to text that to Jenny, but it accidentally Liz is on my brain, so I'm accidentally sending it to Liz.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It is a kill me moment for sure when it happens.
I'm so paranoid of that. I always double check. I've never done that. Okay,
That's good that you double check, but I've done that. And I feel like this girl actually did that because I can see no reason.
That's what I'm saying. Cause she's like that type of girl. She's like a mature person that is like willing to talk about shit. Like I feel like if she wanted to talk about it, she would have just talked to me about it. But it then led to me being like, look, I don't really see this going any further. And she's like, okay, well, I guess I'm happy that I said that because I would have liked to know that. And I was planning on saying that to her in person the next time we chilled, but instead, we did it via text. And you know, everyone says they want shit in person, and I'm realizing now more and more, like, I'm not breaking up with you in person unless we've been together for like over 7 months, like fully, because I just should call. I just call. That's what I did with the last one. I called. It sucked ass, but I just called because it's better.
Yeah, I think it is really uncomfortable to be, and I have a lot of opinions about this because I have been dumped a lot. But I think it is better. Yeah.
Wow, that's. Why would anyone dump you? What?
Could you even imagine?
Oh my God. Wow. The animosity. Okay. So
there's no animosity. I'm fucking chilling, dude.
Okay.
I'm chilling.
Great. Good. But yeah, I think in person is really uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable unless it's someone that you have been dating for a long period of time and you really do want to have a conversation about it and need to, in which case they should come to you. Like whoever is dumping should come to you.
You've been broken up with a couple times. When we all have, but like you seem to feel like it's happened a couple times recently. When it was happening in person, were you thinking, I really wish I wasn't here right now? I really wish this was on the phone. Like what were you thinking besides the hurt of like, this sucks ass?
So, I mean, the last time I was dumped in person was with someone I dated for a year. And like, I wanted to be dumped in person because we dated for a year. So I want to like talk it out in person. But the time before that, it was someone that I was seeing off and on for 6 months and it was a phone call. And at the time I was kind of upset about that, but it was better that it was a phone call because it would have been so weird to be in person. And like, I could at least just hang up the phone.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
But I'm saying that like, I agree with you. It depends on how serious you are with the person. And if it's someone that you've been dating very seriously for a long time, then it should be an in-person conversation, even if that's horrible. But if it's...
And you think it should be in person because you need to talk about what happened or because they like owe it to you? Because I think those are different.
I think I guess it's an owe it to you kind of thing. Like,
okay.
And just in that, like we dated for a year, like tell me what's going on, especially because for us, it felt like we were probably moving towards breaking up. But a phone call would have been too casual for that situation. Like we've been spending all this time together, like, and our conversation, like at my apartment when he dumped me was like, it was short, honestly. He came to me and it was just like, oh, he's like, I'm here because, and I knew he was coming probably to dump me. And I was like anxious about that when he came over, which sucks. Yeah. But like, I wanted to have that conversation together. And ultimately it was like a very bittersweet conversation because it was kind of like, yeah, we're breaking up and this is hard, but it's the right thing for us to do. But I'm happy that I'm like looking you in the eyes and we're both kind of crying together about it. I would feel there's something that gave me some closure because of that versus being on the phone and being like kind of alone through it, you know?
Yeah. No. I get that.
So yeah, I agree with you though, that like, if it's someone that's kind of casual that you've been seeing just for a few months, then maybe you don't need to do it in person. If that's going to be really like, if that's just going to be uncomfortable and the relationship doesn't warrant being in person for it.
See, but that's the thing though, is that everyone is going to have their decision about when their ego believes they deserve for it to be in person. So I think there needs to be some kind of like, at least agreed on, like post 6 to 7 months, we've officially been like, we're GFBF, whatever it is. That's when the in-person thing needs to happen, I would say.
Okay.
Because I just think about it a lot. I think a lot of things in relationships that we get upset about is based on like our ego being upset about
definitely.
like where like, I deserve blah blah blah, when in reality, if that person is deciding to end it, like they don't really need to give a fuck about, like, yes, they should be a good person, but it's like, I think we can sometimes temper how we respond to things. But, and this is not me talking about you, I'm just like, this is me, what I've been thinking about recently with how I deal with shit, to where if I go like, oh, they shouldn't have done this, blah, blah, blah. And then I go, how much of that is me deciding that they shouldn't because I think that's what I deserve? And then at the end of the day, I get to control if I think what they did was a reflection on me or just them doing them. I think it is what's helped me like temper my bigger reactions to things.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I think the answer is mostly going to be it's them doing them all the time. Everyone is kind of them doing them in a way. But yeah. I feel like we really got into it, and we have one quick little game if you want to play.
Yes.
Yeah, one quick little game, and then say we really talked it out.
It seems to me like you still feel uncomfortable about it. And
no, I'm just like, I feel bad, honestly, that I had that kind of like,
well,
I didn't want to make you feel badly, but at the same time, I kind of want to move past it, which is why I wanted to talk to you on the podcast anyway.
Good. Okay. Well, here's what I'll say. I can't control you feeling bad about it anymore because, again, we can only control our emotions. But what I can try to do is tell you that I'm completely okay. I'm happy that we talked. You're not a bad person. You know this. You didn't do anything wrong. What you did isn't even that big of a deal. And I don't think you should feel that there's any weirdness between us, because there is not. Wow. So I would hope that you feel completely closed about that situation and you've learned from it, as I'm sure you have, and I have too. And you know that you're a great person. And hey, I still think you're really hot. Okay. So
thank you. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, let's play the game.
Okay.
Wait,
okay.
is it my turn? I don't understand.
Okay. Andrew,
yeah.
Andrew, from the moment I met you, I was just, I was bereft of words because I was so.
Great, we use it thrice.
I was, I was just so. I can't even think of the words. I was enraptured. Is that a word?
Yes.
Or I was enraptured by your voice, by your seeming like not liking me, but at the same time maybe, like you kind of have this air of where I'm not sure how you feel about me, which hey is going to get me to really try to make you like me. Okay. And then you made me do a spit take naturally. So dude, you're my top tier now. Now I'm trying to find someone that makes me feel the same way Andrew does.
Oh my God. Well, I'm right here.
Yeah.
I'm here when you're ready.
Oh my God. Beautiful.
I think it's time for the game. That was beautiful though. Thank you.
Okay. We're going to play a game. It's very quick. It's called Quick and Dirty. I ask you 4 questions very quickly and you give me your answer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Favorite flirty emoji?
The eyes, the pleading eyes.
Just, yeah, the peepers.
The eyes that are like that one.
Yeah.
I used to hate it and now I really like it. Because it also makes me laugh when I send it. Because I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. But also people like it. Whatever.
I love
That's
that emoji. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
I want to come over later, and it's like.
Yeah, I relate to that emoji.
Yeah,
I feel like that emoji in my case.
Oh, you have your giant eyes. Yep. You have your giant eyes. Yes.
Favorite opening line on the app?
That one's hard. Like dude, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm so bad at quick and dirty shit because I like try to think about every answer, but I'm always responding to exactly what their little thing is. So I don't have an opening line because
what would you respond to okay, King, you win?
You know what? I think I would go, I would like workshop a couple ones. I think I might be like, yo, it's lonely at the top. I'm going to need someone by my side.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow, that's good.
I'm going to need someone to bottom for sure.
Really good.
Yeah.
Read receipts, yes or no?
Damn, dude. That was good. And if I got that, I would be like, oh shit.
Wow. Quick and dirty. Yeah.
Quick and dirty,
I'm like, how many meters away is he? Okay, great. Awesome. Yeah.
Read receipts, yes or no, Dylan?
Nah, fuck that.
Yeah. Double texting, yes or no?
Yeah, I have a very specific double text rule. I think no one is too high and mighty to send another double text. But after the second text with no response, they're not into you. You're fucking done.
Yeah,
you're donezo. If you don't have the fucking respect to answer me after the second one, get out of my life. I got someone like Andrew who's got these witty comebacks immediately. I don't need your bullshit, dude.
For sure.
Okay? Seriously. But also, I don't think a double text is, at least 4 hours between.
Okay.
If you send if you send like blah, 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 and then also something else, that's not a double text. That's a fucking conversation. A double text is if I was like, hey, Jenny, like, how's your day? Or we were in a conversation and I said something and then you didn't answer.
I don't respond.
And then 6 hours later, I was like, so how was the rest of your day? And we were just beginning to date. That wouldn't be, it's different if you're like been seeing the person because you see message, you know what I mean? But that double text after that second one, we're done.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you know what? Here we are. That was this
was
episode.
That it? I thought it was 4. Oh, okay.
We asked you 4.
Oh, did you?
It just went so fast. And and you had an incredible flirt with Andrew in the middle of it.
I did have another really good flirt with Andrew.
Quick intermission. Yeah.
So yeah, it all happened. It just went by in a flash. But Dylan, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Everyone should follow you. Where do they do that?
Please. Follow me online, Dylan J. Palladino, DYLANJ PALLADINO. Okay. Yeah. And you'll see me there. You'll see pictures of me and Andrew there. It'll be really great. Yeah.
Incredible. Wow. I actually do feel like a weight has been lifted. So
good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. You're
Thanks
great. You're doing great. I'm happy we got to talk.
Me too.
Yeah. Nice meeting you, Andrew. Smiley face,
face.
little eyes. Oh yeah. You get, all of that. Perfect.
All of it.
All right.